If you only want to see fast cars go around Silverstone, here are the time tags for each run that we will do today. The year is 2009. The groove tire era has ended. It didn't last for many reasons. There was never much enthusiasm to keep them long term, and at the time the FIA wanted to increase the amount of overtakes on track. And it was determined that reducing the reliance on aerodynamic grip and increasing mechanical grip will be the ideal solution. This resulted in cars that were less aerodynamically complex and that were equipped with slick tires. This shift meant that there would not be as much dirty air when following other cars, which would, along with the increased grip from the slicks, make it easier to overtake opponents. Thanks to the power of sim racing and modding, we've proven that slick tires are faster on cars of the groove tire era, exactly as we would have expected. You can see the results of that in the previous and F1 Challenge experiment. Something that always happens is that the older cars get taken up to the level of the current cars. You never see modern cars get taken down to the level of the groove tire era cars. Today, we're gonna fix that. Thanks to the power of modding and the sturdy easy engine that powers F1 Challenge 9902, we get the 2024 cars at our disposal. The mod of the day is CMT's F1 2024 Basic. It should be noted that this is the very first version of this mod, and it is 100% tweaked to the specifications of the 2024 season. It is instead more accurate to the 2023 season. That is a bit of an issue, but it is fixable. Thanks to some tweaks to the grip levels and car weights, we can get performance that matches those exhibited by the real 2024 cars. Additionally, I took the slick tire slip curves, which will make the tire feel more accurate to what a slick tire should feel, at least in my opinion. The track that we will use for this experiment is the Silverstone circuit. The car is the one that ended up on pole for the recent British Grand Prix, George Russell's Mercedes W15. We have one initial objective, and that is to show how much lower a groove tire equipped W15 will be relative to its base form. It took me some time to get this initial reference lap done. I wanted the best lap I could possibly do, and I think I got it. A 1:25.334, which beats the pole time by half a second. Of course, that probably means I left in a bit too much grip. If you want a realistic justification, it rained during the actual British Grand Prix weekend, and specifically during qualifying, which meant the track would not be as rubbered in as if there was no rain. Would lap time improve by half a second? That's a solid maybe from me. Now time to see what the groove tires can do to this lap time. Our W15G, that's G for groove, will be exactly the same as the W15 but equipped with groove tires. An unfortunate side effect of this is that clearly the groove tires I'm using, the ones from 2005 RH, so the same as the MP420 we tested in the previous episode, weren't designed for the amount of downforce they will put through, so they will overheat. It shouldn't cost us too much time though, however. Naturally, the groove tire has less grip than the slick, and it is less forgiving. More care needs to be taken when driving it. That said, just how much slower will the W15G be? Also, I think this is the proper time to ask you to comment, like, subscribe, the usual YouTuber stuff, and to support me on Ko-fi if you really so desire and like this content. Now, on to the lap. At 1:27.978, as expected, much slower, nearly 3 seconds in fact, and 2 seconds slower than the real-life pole time. The worst sector by far was Sector 2, with Love Field, Cops, and the Maggots Beckett's Chapel complex having no mercy on the W15G. Heck, the W15G needed a full lift to take Cops without breaching track limits, while the W50 didn't need that much of a lift. Just look at the time delta chart, it's downwards all the time. Now, if you think we're done, no, we're not done yet. Last time around we created the MP420S, the 2005 McLaren equipped with slick tires, which absolutely destroyed the real 2005 pole time, as well as the simulated MP420. We'll take that car to the future and see what it can do to the real 2024 car. This is your typical ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny, as TV Tropes calls it. The MP420S has 3 key advantages. The first one is its lower weight, which will allow it to accelerate faster and will let it corner better than the 2024 car, although there are some caveats to this. The second one is that it has less complex aerodynamics, which means it will have less drag than the modern car. So even though it is significantly down on power by around 100 horsepower, this means it will have a higher top speed over its opponent. Finally, it has less restrictions in terms of setup options. We're not limited to a single set of gear ratios, nor are we limited to a minimum set of tire pressures and cambers, which will let us extract a few precious hundreds or tenths out of the car. The W15 has 3 advantages of its own. First, the significantly higher downforce, which means it will corner faster than the MP420S at nearly all times. The exception possibly being slow corners, and even then the 2024 car could be faster in those. As an additional to this, it has better braking than the 2005 car. Second, the DRS, which will allow it to claw back some of the lost top speed down the straights, although only in marked zones around the track. Finally, although not a significant factor, the V6 turbo hybrid has about 100 horsepower over the V10 of the 2005 car, as well as more torque at all RPMs. While this sounds impressive on its own, the 2024 car packs more drag, so it ends up cancelling out at tops at high speeds. With all those factors at play, Silverstone is one of the most balanced tracks we will visit, featuring a medium downforce package as well as an amount of straights and corners that could cancel out the advantages of each of the cars have on each other. In any case, we can only have one winner. Will the MP420S win it for the V10s, or will the W15 show its superiority over the all-fragile Speedster? Only one way to find out. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. I now allow the MP420S to take it away.